and so forth, but it's fairly small. This set would probably eliminate the majority of your costs on magic markers through the year, except for that fine line marker. If you have a bulletin board to do and you're working on, say, a musical theme, this is cut so that you can have your musical staff just real quick. And then all you have to do is come back and put in your clef signs, your notes, and so forth. I'm not a musician, so I don't know what notes I'm drawing, but you can see how it works very quickly. That can also be used, like I showed you earlier, for doing lettering and putting a background color over the top of that. Any of your contrast colors will work with black, and there's no distraction from those settings at all. There's something we need to talk about in making posters, bulletin boards, any type of visual aids that you would use in your classroom. And that's something that we refer to as a 20-foot rule. Normally, when you do a poster that you're going to use in your classroom, you're right on top of it, and you're working with it, and you're up close. If you take that sign and hold it up at a distance of about 20 feet, you'll see that it all runs together. And the reason that happens is we oftentimes develop a myopic vision where it looks good here, but when we get it out, we lose it because it draws together and it's not real clear. And something you need to remember within the classroom is if your students can't see it at a 20-foot distance, then they can't understand it, and you're going to lose them in trying to teach them what you're doing. Now with this set, you have different size markers, and without being an artist, you can improve this a little bit. You can use your 1/4-inch broad stroke, or you can come back with your magnum size. You can use the 1-inch stroke, or if you want to, you can really come around and do the 2-inch stroke. But any of these signs will be visible at a larger distance because they're bolder, and you don't have to spend a lot of time scribbling them in. You might want to take the time to sit down in the middle of your classroom and look around your different walls to see if you can understand the posters that you've already put up. If you can't, then your students aren't going to understand them either. On working with these different colors that we have, like I said, we have 21 colors. We have different notches cut on different pins to get different effects. This one has 2 little big old hunks cut out of it, and it works quite well when you're working with primary or elementary students or the special education classes. When you're working with lettering, drawing your letters and so forth, it's normally cut in your pink color, and the reason I do that is that pink has been found to eliminate anger and frustration, so that when you come back with your children who are working with the small tablet lines, they get a lot of frustration built up in them because they can't stay within those lines. With this, when you first get started out, you just use your regular pencil, and then you have a big line there to work with. You just take your regular bulletin board paper that you can get off your rolls and run a few lines across it. The pink helps relieve the frustration. The increased line space also does that. So it's quite effective in doing lettering with your younger students, with your special education students. Now we have different stripes on different one of these setups, and I'll show you some of the things that you can do. Basically, the red one, I usually just put a single stripe right down through the middle of it. You can do all your lettering with that, come back with another color and fill it in, and it gives you a breakup of your lettering so it can draw a little bit more attention. The yellow one, if you were doing, say, a bulletin board or a poster on a spring day or a summer day and you needed a Mr. Sunshine with sun rays coming out from it, this has a multi-stripe cut on it that you can get sun rays just real fast.